We encourage our children to get along with others, but how well does the lesson sink in with adults?
Been to the state capitol lately? Your ability or inability to get along with others could actually make a big difference in your career. In today's Work It Wednesday, how tuning in your communication style can change your working relationships. Look around your workplace. You'll probably find a lot of people you enjoy working with, and maybe a few you don't. Executive coach Chuck Bolton says while you can't change those people, by changing your communication style, you might develop a better working relationship, something employers value. During job interviews, a lot of employers seem to focus on your job skills, not so much on how you get along with people. So how big of an issue is this getting along with people in the workplace?
Kim, it's a huge issue. You know, in a job search situation, having the educational experience, having the work experience, having the technical skills, that's the minimum requirement for a job. But what employers are really looking for is the ability to communicate and connect with people. And if we can do that, we can be successful in any role.
Sometimes you're going to be working with people that either the chemistry isn't right or you just don't see eye to eye. What's your recommendation with that?
My recommendation for that is to realize that you can't change anybody. But what you can change is your communication approach. And I would suggest that you pivot your communication style or approach to get on the same frequency that that person's on. So if we use an FM radio example, if they're on the country station and you're on the smooth jazz station, you have a choice of either trying to pull them to smooth jazz or going over the country station. One of those works much better than others. So try to get on the same frequency that they're on. If they're on country, get on to country. And we can do that by pivoting our communication styles.
You have identified 4 different communication styles. What are they?
Right. Well, these 4 communication styles have been around for a long time, and they're known it's known as a DISC model. So if you think about 4 letters, D, I, S, and C, that describes a certain communication style that we tend to have a preference to want to communicate with. D represents the dominant communication style, and that's how we deal with problems. And with that individual, they don't want a lot of the social niceties. They want you to get to the point. Somebody who's a high I in influence, they tend to be much more talkative and verbal, maybe a lot warmer. They tend to be more assertive as well too, and so they want to talk, they want to feel good, they want you to sort of stroke them as well too, as part of the process. Somebody who is a high in the S area, they're concerned about change. They don't want to rock the boat. They're concerned about their team and how proposed change might affect others on the team. And somebody who is high in the C area in compliance, they tend to be very detail focused, very much focused on process and sort of a path. They don't like change either. So when we communicate with somebody like that, we want to be very precise and we want to be respectful and work with them at the right pace.
How does this knowledge of these communication styles help you in the workplace?
Well, it's unbelievably helpful. This is a model that I've learned of in the last 10 years. It's been around for over 50 years. But what it allowed me to do is really understand my preference around communication. I'm a high I, and I know that high I's tend to sometimes overwhelm high C's, and so we can dial up or dial down our style based on the individual that we're working with and our need to get on the same frequency with them and have a successful work collaboration. So it's so important in the workplace that we know these styles and be able to really diagnose other people's styles and make those adjustments.
Bolton says you don't have to leave that knowledge behind in the workplace either. By learning how to tune in your communication style, you could develop a better relationship with loved ones, friends, neighbors, something that goes well beyond the job. Do you want to learn more? Head to KARE11.com, click on Career, and that's Work It Wednesday.